Hello everyone, this is Praful Sharma, Biology Lecturer, TUP School, Amit. Let's start our today's session for chapter number 3, Genetics. In earlier session, we have discussed in detail why did Mendel choose pea plant. In today's session, let us talk about the experiment he did in detail. Mendel first of all selected pure tall plants and pure dwarf plant for cross. Means the characteristic he is choosing to trace in one generation to another is the height of the plant, and as we know every character in pea plant is contrasting. Means if height he has chosen, it is in two ways. One part plant variety is completely tall or pure in tallness, means they all are having a gene responsible for tallness, okay, and one variety is completely dwarf. These plants are formed the parental generation, means in one area of the garden he has sown the seeds all for tall plants, in another area he has sown the seeds all for dwarf plant. Now he allowed them to crossbreed with each other. They are crossing each other, that means he allows them to undergo sexual reproduction by cross pollination, and he obtained F1 generation, that is the offspring. F1 generation means offsprings obtained from cross between parental generations. And what parental generation features are that one of them is completely pure tall, the other is pure dwarf. And what he saw is that in F1 generation all the offsprings are completely tall for the characteristic height. There is not a single dwarf plant he obtained in F1 generation. So what he is observing is that in parents, one of the parent is dwarf, but still in F1 generation when he allowed these tall plant to reproduce or cross pollinated with dwarf plant, in F1 generation he is not getting even a single dwarf plant. Then what he did is that he allowed these plants which are produced as an offspring to become the parent. Now he allowed them to self-pollinate with each other. Means for generating F2 generation, F1 generation offspring becomes the parent, and these F1 generation plants are now allowed to self-pollinate with each other. And he saw that in F2 generation he again receives maximum offspring as tall in nature, but he also received a dwarf variety. Now in this case, for in F2 generation, for offsprings to be produced, the parents are completely tall. The parents for F2 generation are tall. They all are looking tall, but still their offspring contains the characteristic for dwarfness also. So this was his experiment, and now this is the time to interpret his result. So how did Mendel interpret his results? Mendel interpreted that in pea plant each trait is determined by a pair of factors that we already know, that every character is determined by a gene, and the gene is always in alternate form. That means every and each gene is designed by two alternate form of characters, that is called allele of each other. Each pea plant has two such factors for each trait that we have talked about. Gametes have only one factor of a pair. Say for example, in human body, every cell contains 46 chromosomes. And to do sexual reproduction, human body produces gametes. The male gamete sperm contains only 23 chromosomes, and the female gamete ovule also contains 23 chromosome, the egg. So what we are saying is that in our general normal body, whatever number of chromosome we have, the exact half of its number are given to the gametes. The same happens in the plant also, that in case of plant, if for characteristic, for example tallness, if tallness is designed by two alleles, out of these two alleles only one allele will passed on for the formation of gamete, because the number of chromosome must be half. So if there are two, only one will be transformed. The paired condition is restored by fusion of these gametes. For example, like if I am saying every cell of our body have 46 chromosome, but what we are giving to our next generation is half of the number. So how they get their number completely equal? This is done because if we have 46 chromosome in each of our cell, and the gamete which we are giving to our offspring contains only 23 chromosomes. So how our offspring contains or balances the number up to 46? Because the offspring is formed from fusion of two gametes, one from male and another from female. If both the gametes contain half the number of chromosome, when the gamete fuses, the number of chromosome becomes equal. Again it becomes the 46. Same is in the case of plant also. If they are getting their gamete from mother and father both in half number, so when the gamete fuses to make the zygote, in zygote the number of chromosome becomes equal to the parent cell, because there are two gametes which are fusing with each other. Mendel said that for each trait there are two alternate forms that we already know. That say for example, if we say that there is a trait height, so height has two alternates, tallness and dwarfness. One form is dominant and another is recessive. That is the important thing. Say for example, as we have talked about, that the behavior of gene is quite different. Some genes behaves as a dominant gene, means they expresses themselves always. If they are present, they will express themselves. Some genes are recessive in nature, means if they are present but in the presence of a dominant also, if they have a dominant of their own kind, these genes will not be able to express themselves, and that kind of genes are called recessive genes. Inferior factors, one factor presents dominant form and another recessive form. If we study the inheritance of one trait at a time only, the dominant form is expressed in F1 generation. What Mendel is interpreting is that if he consider tallness, height, he have chosen the characteristic height for his study, and what he has observed is that crossing a pure tall plant with a pure dwarf plant results in formation of only tall plant in F1 generation. Means the gene for tallness is a dominant gene and it expresses itself always, and the gene for dwarfness is a recessive gene. In F1 generation, all plants were tall. That means in all plants the gene for tallness is available, and as it is dominant, it expresses itself. Still, the gene for dwarfness is also available in F1 generation, but it will not be able to express itself as it is recessive in nature. It will not be able to express itself because the dominant part of that gene is also available, and in that, this is why in F1 generation, what he has obtained is only the tall plants. If we take symbol capital T for tallness and small t for dwarfness, then there may be three possible combination. Capital T. Each gene contains two alleles. That is why, if say for example, if you tallness, if you chose symbol capital T, then it is the gene, and gene is in allelic form. So capital T. This represents homozygous condition, means both the allele for the characteristic are identical. See, capital T, they both are identical and they are two allele of each other, and they both are making the parent a single characteristic, and that is what is called tallness if we consider it in this way. Capital T, small t, this is heterozygous condition. Two genes, both are representing one character, that is height of plant. Capital T represents tallness and small t represents dwarfness, and this combination says that they are heterozygous. And in this condition, which gene will represent itself? Only the capital T, means the plant will look tall. Still, it is having the small t, the characteristic for dwarfness, but dwarfness gene cannot express itself because a dominant gene is also available. So the gene which is not expressing itself is the recessive gene. The third combination can be small t, that is homozygous condition, and in this condition both the gene are for height of the plant but they are pure, means they both are representing dwarfness, and this is why if someone gets this combination of genes, that will be a dwarf plant. See, the whole structure now is interpreted in genetic form. Let's say in monohybrid cross means when we are considering only one characteristic to be studied from one generation to another. Like in this whole example, we are studying or looking at only one character, that is the height of the plant. So in starting, what Mendel did is he chose two areas. In one area, he sown seeds all for pure tall plants. So for pure tall, what character we will take is capital T, that represents pure tallness. And another area, he have chose all the plants completely dwarf for the character. So for dwarfness, what we have selected is small t, and as it is pure, we will write it in the form of small t. Now he allowed them to cross with each other. So what will they will form the gamete first, and as we know in gamete, whatever number of chromosome you have in gamete, only half of them moves on. So if there are capital T, two allele for the character, how many allele will passed on? Only one. So we have taken T, capital T as a gamete for tall plant and small t as a gamete for dwarf plant. Now allow them to cross with each other. When we allow them, we obtain F1 generation, and what he saw in F1 generation, that all plants were completely tall. Look at the condition. What you have get in F1 generation is capital T, small t. Now from here he observed and concluded that as in F1 generation, all the plants were tall. Means the gene for tallness, that is capital T, is a dominant gene. Why it is expressing always itself? Because it is present in all forms. If whatever number of plants in F1 generation he obtained, all they have capital T in their genetic makeup, and that is why they all are tall, because this gene is a dominant gene. They all have small t also in their body. Look at the condition. By just looking at the plant, you can't say that their genetic makeup contains the dwarf gene also, but by doing this experiment at mathematical level, you can calculate or simply observe that in F1 generation the genotype is capital T, small t, means all these plants are expressing only capital T, tallness, but the gene for dwarfness is also available in them, but it is not expressing itself. To obtain F2 generation, he allowed these F1 generation offspring to become as a parent. So now for F2 generation, the parents becomes the F1 generation offsprings. So the parents are capital T, small t and capital T, small t, means they all are looking tall. Now they undergoes gamete formation, and as you know, for gamete formation, the alleles will get separate from each other. For each gamete, only one gene is passed on. So they all will make two type of gamete. One will have completely tall capital T, another will have small t. Now these gametes are crossed with each other. Crossing can be done manually by standing lines or different lines, and it also can be done with the help of a checkerboard. Look at the checkerboard. In checkerboard, at one side we have to write the male gametes and another side we have to write the female gamete. Now we will cross them with each other. What we will get is, look at the first condition. When the left hand side capital T is crossed with the upper right hand side capital T, the resultant will be capital T. How it will look like? Capital T is responsible for tallness, and both the genes are, even if a single capital T is available, that representation of tallness will be there. So this plant is completely tall, and the condition is homozygous, that we can see because both the genes are identical. If the capital T is crossed with small t, what you get is capital T, small t. This is also tall by looking, but it is heterozygous because both the genes are non-identical. If small t is crossed with capital T, again you get the same combination, capital T, small t. The plant looks tall, but still it is heterozygous in nature. And when small t is crossed with small t, the resultant plant is dwarf in nature, because there is not a single capital T, not a single dominant gene is present. And when a dominant gene is absent, a dwarf, a recessive gene can also express itself, only in condition when it is in pure form. As small t is in pure form, look at the condition. Both the genes are identical, both are small in nature. So this plant will become dwarf plant. How you are looking all those things? Phenotype. If we talk about phenotype, the characteristic which you look at. So by looking, out of these 4 plants, 3 are looking tall, 1 is looking dwarf. So 3:1 is the ratio for phenotype. Now talk about the genotype. At genetic level, what they are looking like? At genetic level, there is one pure tall plant, capital T, capital T. There are 2 impure tall plants, capital T, small t, and 1 pure dwarf plant, small t, small t. So the genotype is 1:2:1. This is how Mendel concluded the experimental results. Here we are done with our today's topic. Learn all these concepts clearly. I'll be here soon. Have a nice day.